Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to talk about Facebook and Google, right? So these are two really important websites. Google is the number one website in the country. 86% of all questions are asked there. And Facebook is the number three website in the country. And people spend 40 minutes a day. Adults spend 40 minutes a day there. So these are two awesome places to capture leads. And we're going to be talking about those. Okay. Now, before we dive into that part of the presentation, I do want to give you an intro or overview of what we do. So we've been here for 15 years. We're designed to help agents advertise. If you have listings, we have really powerful listing marketing. If you don't have listings, we have tools to help you get buyers and seller leads. We have landing pages. We have PDF guides. You can borrow listings from colleagues and friends, and you can run ads on those and get a lot of things going on. There's a lot to our system. We even have an awesome listing presentation. We have drip campaigns, email drip campaigns. We have like new AI text follow-up, which is crazy powerful. So, I'll talk a little bit more in detail about that. Now, today, we're talking here and we're on a live call, right? And so one resource to help you get your arms around what we're doing is taking our live classes like today. And so I'm going to send you a link to this page right here. Now, if you're watching this in a recording, you can just go to leadgenwebinars.com. This might be blinking. It might be in your little chat panel or whatever on GoToMeeting, the navigation bar. And today's class is Facebook and Google, right? Scott will be doing a class Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific on how to work your farm. And that's you got to watch that. And then I'll be doing Get Started on Monday a little bit later. I'll be doing a class for lenders. And then I'll be doing Top Tools for More Listings on March 10th. And that's a class that I think everybody needs to watch. So all of these classes, including the one that we're sitting on right now, are all recorded. Okay. And they're all on this page right here. Now, I recognize a couple of names here, right? I don't recognize a lot of names. So welcome. And I hope this helps you. But I do want to say something about this page. I think this page is our best resource to help you learn what you have available to you in Listings Leads. You'll notice that there are 784 videos. You don't need to watch all. I've sent a link. It should be in the GoToMeeting chat panel. But you will see that here are Scott's classes here. Here are my classes, Top Tools for More Listings here. I honestly, I don't know why you joined us, right? A lot of agents, they hear about us and people tell, and they have a listing and they're like, oh, I have a listing, I want to market it. And they might use a few tools. And then that's great. And they may not do much more with that. There are other agents who are finding us because they want to grow their business. They want to double and triple their business. It's going to take a few years, couple years maybe. But those people, I tell them, watch the first 3 rows. That's 12 videos, right? And some of them are an hour long. Some of them are 6 minutes long, 20 minutes what. Whatever point you start to learn about us, you're going to get a lot if you look at these videos. And that's a lot of information. However, when you really understand how to use our platform, you are going to realize you have a lot of tools to help advertise and help you get buyer leads and seller leads and grow your business. It's a powerhouse. This thing is a powerhouse, right? Now, another great resource is the Mastermind group. It's a private group in Facebook, and there's a link. I'll show you where to go find this group. You should definitely be scanning this 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to leave this. There's a post here that was put in yesterday talking about somebody get a listing lead. And we'll come back to this because this is a real situation and we want to talk about that. A lot of people have come on the call, and I want to remind you, I've already said this, there's a GoToMeeting navigation bar, right? You can ask questions and things like that. And there should be a button with a paperclip on it. And just to repeat the answer to the question that I got earlier, this call is recorded and it'll be on that YouTube channel. And you should all have a link to that YouTube channel now. Now, On that button on the GoToMeeting panel, I think there's one with a piece of paper or paper clip on it. Click that. There are two documents in there. One is this one, and the other one is this one. Download these and print these and leave these on your desk. This one here, Top Tools for More Listings, I literally think you should be working off of this every week. And there's a lot of things on here. I'm not going to go through it because it's not the point of this class, but I am going to just give you my 2 cents or highlights of what we think you should be doing. You should be running an ad on Facebook every week. You should be taking any of our e-flyers. We have a lot of e-flyers, and you should be blasting them on your leads in your own CRM every week. And you should be mailing something like the nearby homeowner letter or a just sold postcard out to your farm market at least once or twice a month. So when you're running ads, a lot of people are going to see those ads. Thousands of people will see every ad that you run. 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 people will see every ad that you run. And if you're running an ad a week, that could be 10,000 people a month start to see your real estate brand. Okay. So that's that page. This is the one I really think that you need to live by. This is the one we're going to talk about today, Facebook and Google ads. So let me drive in there and we're going to go look inside of it, but I want you to print this and I'm just going to read through it, right? So that we understand right up front what we need to be thinking about. We need to connect your Facebook ad account. If you're new to us, you actually connect your Facebook ad account. So when the ads are run and they're seen thousands of times, it's saying sponsored by you, the Rockstar Realtor, or whatever your business page is called, right? And when we capture the leads, we send them right back to you. If you connect your CRM, we'll drop them in your CRM as well. Run early stage listings for buyer leads. When they get in pending or contract, run later stage listing ads for seller leads, because it's always going to say, hey, this home is sold. It affects your home value. This home is under contract. It's going to close soon. It's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your free home value. That's what these later stage ads are. You can also run PDF guide ads. We've got 80 PDF guides. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long. They're all branded to you on every page. Your logo, your color, your headshot, your phone number, right? Your contact info on every page. So lots of ways to market these things, but running ads on Facebook and Google is a really smart and easy way to use them, right? There are also a lot of landing pages. You can create those in your account. We give you some by default. You can run ads on those. And then you can customize your landing page. And then here it says create a custom audience for high quality lead. This is actually really important for Facebook. I'll talk about it later on. And it used to be advanced. If you go here and look at this document, it's advanced. Upload a custom audience to Facebook for better targeting. I created this document that we're looking at here 2 years ago, right at the same time that I did this. And that was advanced, but actually with the NAR settlement and compensation for buyers, like still up in the air in a lot of areas, but for buyers agents, I think having more listings is really important. It's going to be more competitive. And what was advanced, this custom audience, is now, I think it's basic. You've got to be doing it if you really are going to be competitive. Then we talk about Google here. It's the #1 website on the internet. High quality leads, more expensive leads than Facebook. Okay. And you can run seller PDF guides or home valuation landing pages. What I'm trying to say here is you should use Google for getting more listings. If you need buyers, use Facebook. The leads are cheaper and you can convert them. We'll talk about all that in just a minute. Okay. So that is this document. I hope I see people coming in. I hope you've clicked the paperclip button and you print both of these documents. Okay. These are really awesome kind of cheat sheets to help you. So we talked about lead gen webinars. Let's get rid of that. We'll leave that mastermind there. We'll come back to that. Let's log into our, give me a second. I needed just a little bit of water here. Now, when you sign up, and if you haven't done this yourself, there's actually a wizard when you sign up and it says, put your picture in, put your logo in, put your colors in, connect to social media for auto posting, connect to Facebook for running ads. And connect to social media again for auto posting content. We have this social content area. You got to make sure you turn that on. It's awesome. It's helping our clients build their Instagram networks. It's helping our clients who have Google My Business go to page one on real estate searches. So definitely take care of that. But we're going to go over to the ad section because that's what this class is about, ads, right? So when we go to ads, if you set up your account properly in the wizard, you'll already be connected here and you will have these two green buttons, create Facebook ad and create Google ad. Okay. And there might be a yellow message. You see this green bar here? There might be a yellow bar and it might say, click here to accept terms of service or something like that. And there's actually a word in it and you click on it, you go to takes you to Facebook and there's one button that says approve. And then you approve that. Then you refresh this page and there'll be a button like this one that says activate retargeting. Click that button and activate retargeting. Okay. That's going to give you this button, create audience. Okay. So I'm going to run an ad. I'm not going to run an ad just yet. Let's talk about the kinds of ads you can run. If I click on create a Facebook ad, I can create a listing ad. I can create a landing page ad or a PDF guide ad. Okay. And I can do a custom ad. I highly recommend that nobody is doing a custom ad because the way that our software is configured, let's just go over here and run a listing ad. Okay. You can borrow a listing. You can have your own listing. You can have a listing. If you're new to us and you sold a home like 2 weeks ago, you could put it in here and run it as, but let's just do this just listed and leave it on lead ads. And this is something I want you to remember. Lead ads is the most important way of getting leads with name, email, and phone number. Okay. And I mentioned we've been doing this for 15 years. We have hundreds of tools that capture leads. No tool captures leads with name, email, and phone number as effectively as our Facebook ad software. So you want to always be using lead ads and you want to create an ad. Okay. And once you've done this, at this point, we've got the software. So we're about to write the whole ad for you. Okay. And you've got a template that you can choose on your profile. You can also change the template over here. You just click create ad and bang, you've done it. You've created an ad that's going to be sponsored by your business page. It's just listed. It's going to say just listed in the town that it's in. We have our text IVR service, which you can text a number to that number and you'll get instant info. And that's a cool kind of feature to have. Right now it's an add-on. In about a week, it's going to be just part of the basic package. So what I want to talk about is the lead ad thing, right? Now I'm going to click on a button here just for our knowledge and education. You'll never have to click this. I'm going to click here, create form. So over here, it's showing us what is your time frame to buy. Here's an answer. It's 3-6 months or something like that. Then it says, what is your name, phone number, and email? So you see this window? This is what's going to pop up on the Facebook ad. But the thing that's awesome is it's already populated from the person's profile. So whoever logged in to Facebook and saw your ad and clicked on it, their name, phone number, and email is going to be right there. Okay. And then there's a couple things for TCP or whatever, right? And you can view the listing right there. So they have to give you the information to get to see what they're looking for, right? And I can tell you, actually, let's go to the mastermind group. This guy here just yesterday said, hey, I got a lead, but I don't have any real contact information. And that's because he didn't use a lead ad. I don't know how he got this home value page. I'll show you how this happened. But when you put something in front of anybody, including you, on the internet, and you say, hey, can I have your name, phone number, and email? You're like, I'm out of here. There's so much spam. There's so many scams in this world. Why am I going to type in my name, phone number, and email? I'll give you Mickey Mouse at Disney.com, right? We've all seen this. However, when you're on Facebook and an American adults spend 40 minutes every day there, and they're looking at an ad that says, hey, I've got an open house or we can get your home value. And they click on it and their name, phone number, and email is right there. They're looking at their name, phone number, and email. They have an option. Yes, submit my info. So they know they're giving it to you and they're very comfortable doing just that. Okay. So I'll show you some examples in the mastermind group, but let's talk about what you can do here because where are you guys? I don't even know where you're all from, but there's a couple of things that everybody should know how to do. One, you could click in this box right here and say something special about the home, right? Great school. Okay, that's good to know. There might be a new custom kitchen. There might be a wine cellar. There might be a barn, right? Whatever. You can put that there. Whatever you see there is what they're going to see. I did notice that one agent, he said, I'm not getting a lot of leads, right? He wrote a paragraph that went all the way down to this picture. Asking people to read in an ADD nation is not the smartest thing. Giving a few data points, click for more information works all day long. You almost don't have to even touch this part. I do want to show you over here though. You see this image in this template. You can change a template here. We're testing those out. But here, you can do something really cool. Change image / video. If you've invested in a video, oh, you're over in Nashville. Cool. It's such a great town, so popular these days. Scott and I have been there a few times for conferences and stuff like that. So you can upload a video. If you invested in videography, right? It's great to do. You don't maybe do this all the time. Maybe you do it for special home. You can, instead of using that static image, you could upload the video and it'd be sitting right there. Now, I don't have a video, so I'm going to show you what I recommend for every ad that you do. You definitely want to test this out. Choose 5 photos and click insert. And when you do that, it's going to make a carousel ad. Now, notice, I don't know if you can see, but for some reason, the swimming pool is there, which could be good, but I think the swimming pool should be the last one. So you can just drag the order here and it changes that. This can be a more effective ad because people can get a little more sense of what the home is and then boom, there they go, right? So that's cool, right? And so you can do that. And I definitely recommend testing that out. Here's the other thing that's incredibly important. Now, I know Rosetta's in Nashville, but I don't really know. Are there places where, and this is true for all of you, are you selling homes in your market where people are moving from other places? For instance, we have thousands of clients in Florida, right? They might have a home for sale in Fort Lauderdale. They could go right here and say, I want to market this in Hoboken, New Jersey, right? Because lots of people are moving from New Jersey. I actually was talking to a realtor this week and she didn't know you could do this. And I said, where are you? And I'll tell you, I'm going to type in Chicago, right? Because a lot of people want to get out of those cold winters at some point and go buy a nice condo down where it's warm, maybe in Texas, maybe in Arizona, maybe in Florida. We have a client still. He's been a client for, I think it's like 15 years now. We're 50. He was one of our earliest clients from Naples, Florida. And he would run these ads for his homes that he's selling. And he was from Chicago. Like he grew up in Chicago. So he would run the ads in Chicago. He'd get leads and he'd right away say, hey, I see you're looking at that thing there, right? That home. That's great. And then you say, are you from Chicago? I'm from Chicago. Is that restaurant there? Can you still get those hot dogs over there? So he's building trust really quickly because he can say, I know your area. I know where you're from. I grew up there. And I've been in Florida for 20 years. Let me help you, right? Really great way of targeting it. So when I was talking to this lady and I said, yeah, you can market in New York City. You can market in New Jersey. She goes, oh my God, I'm from Montclair, right? Montclair, New Jersey. So put that in there because now you're selling your home. I think she was in Orlando. And I said, put it, right there, because now if you're getting leads, you can say, hey, I'm from Montclair. I went to school over there. And she was telling me all the things she knew about Montclair. And she said, oh yeah, we lived over here too. And now you can just build that rapport. And that's a lot more useful when you're trying to convert leads, right? Like business is personal. Okay. So all we're doing right now is just running an ad on a home that's for sale. Okay. Let's run an ad on Facebook on a home that is pending or sold. You want to be doing this if you want more listings. This is the first thing you want to be doing. So I've got a pending ad, lead ads, because I want my leads with name, email, and phone number. And just like the other one, we're writing it all up. We're doing everything. Like there's a lot of boxes. If you go run an ad in Facebook, there's so many chances for you to make a mistake because you got to know, oh, I got to click this or I got to click this. And I don't even know what they're asking on Facebook. All of our clients are realtors. We know what your goal is. And so when you click on a tool, we realize, okay, we need to do it this way. So we've got, say, Facebook's code software in our platform here, and it makes it so easy. For this kind of ad, you really don't need to do much. You could click create ad. Boom, you're done. Because it's saying this is in Rockland. Going to say target Rockland plus a 15-mile radius. No problem. That works. $50 ad. Now, there is a cost per lead. And please, if you don't understand what I'm saying right now, ask questions. Because there's so much confusion I talk to people. So when you see $50 in your budget, that means it's going to charge $50 on your credit card that's in your Facebook business page. Okay. So you're going to need a credit card over there. But Facebook, they just what a lead costs, right? And there's not, who knows how they decide, but I think it's competition, right? And it's where you are or whatever. So you could run an open house ad. There's a bunch of people on this call. If you all go run an open house ad today, you will probably all pay a different price per lead in all the various cities that you are. If you did it at the very exact same time. I don't even know how or why, but I can tell you, we've had thousands of ads run through our platform and the cost per lead is different one day after another, right? They do have an average. So your ad will show, but I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. But let's just say that the average cost for a buyer lead, that first ad we did, the average cost is actually $3 a lead and the budget was $35. So you do 35 by 3, you would expect 11 leads. If you run a sold ad, and notice this is a pending ad. If you ran a sold ad, like this home sold, those leads on average cost $7 each. Again, name, email, and phone number. So you divide 7 into 50, you would expect 7 leads. Okay. Now pending is pending and under contract. The language is saying this is going to affect your home value. Click here for your home value, right? But because not many agents do this, often the price of these leads are much cheaper. We've seen these leads come in at $3.50 for a seller lead with a name, email, and phone number. Okay. However, I do want to, while technically all you got to do is click that button, sometimes this does not work because the market doesn't know what you're trying to say, right? It's going to close soon. It's going to hit your home. That's going to affect your home value. This gets lost. They say, oh, this home is pending. Oh, okay, bye. They don't know what to think about it. So sometimes changing the language or verbiage here on a pending ad can work really well. It's worth testing. It's not what I wouldn't lose a lot of sleep over it. However, what I would highly recommend everybody is doing is running ads on sold properties. If you want listing leads, you're going to leave it on lead ads. You know why? Sold ads, it's so funny. Like I've been friends with all these realtors all over the country, and I can tell that they can share colorful things on the internet. And they'll share, hey, I sold this home, right? There's literally no lead capture. All they're asking for is for you to click and say, hey, can you help me? And nobody really wants to be calling realtors and having them call them until it's absolutely necessary. But on our ad here, they can get their free home value. And it says, this home is sold. It's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your home value, right? Makes sense. You don't need to change the picture, nothing. Like that will work. What I would say though, what can make this more effective is that you can say, we got 5 offers. We sold in 2 weeks, right? Some people are selling even faster, even in this crazy market. And maybe we got, I don't know, 20K above asking, right? Obviously, you only do this when it's factually true, right? But these kinds of items here make people really curious. And that's what you're thinking. Without it, it still works. I'm going to show you. Let's go over to the Mastermind group. And don't let me forget about Todd Chandler. Let me show you Brian. Brian, he's a broker client. He's got an office, 2 years with us. And he's been a great client and he's really diligent about trying to get his agents to use our system. I do trainings for their office throughout the year and we just keep it top of mind, right? But he also does his own trainings and he shared in the mastermind group a video and I'm going to play it for you. Okay. And let's see.
Talking about listings, I'm going to do approach listings. How can we get listings? Most of you are using the listings.
Okay. Let me cut it short. What he is saying is you can market sold listings and get listings. That's what he's saying. But he says what was cool is that when this home was for sale and they were marketing and running ads, they generated 114 buyer leads with name, email, and phone number, just the way I showed you. And he said this home was really popular. Maybe it was the picture. Maybe it's because the pool is in front, right? I always think put the pool in back, but maybe try it in front. And he says, of those 114 buyer leads, which if you use the math, $3 lead, that's about $350. 4 people bought homes in Texas from those 114, right? And he said, and then we sold the house and we ran an ad on it for $50 and we got a $4 seller lead with name, email, and phone number. And we texted that person that morning, all morning, and they booked a phone call with us by 4 p.m. And in that phone call, he wants to sell a home for 400 grand and buy another for 450 grand, right? That's all from Facebook ads. And I asked him, and if you go look at that post, I asked him, what did you do to that ad? Did you customize it? He said, I didn't do anything. I just clicked that button and click create ad. I didn't change a word. And that's actually true for a lot of our clients. They're getting leads by not changing anything here, but I'm just showing you, you can maybe make it stronger. You can maybe, because sometimes you don't get leads. You don't get as many as you're hoping for. And so you can customize it with some words that are kind of choice to get people there. So on the Facebook side, we've already talked about how to run listing ads, right? And I mentioned that, let's go to PDF guide. I mentioned that you can run PDF guide ads with Facebook. So let's do that. Now there are 80 of these, right? And 40 of them are for home buyers and 40 of them are for home sellers. And so if, you're sitting, you don't really have any business, you could run an ad on these, right? These leads cost more than leads associated to listings. Okay. So if a buyer lead is $3 and a sold lead is $7, if I run 5 dangers of overpricing and use lead ads so I get name, email, and phone number, these leads can cost $10 each, even more, but the average is $10. And here you got to type in Nashville or wherever you are, right? And it's pretty easy. Boom, boom, that's it. $50 ad, 7 days. If these leads cost $10 a lead, you're going to get 5 leads, right? Pretty easy. You can also, we've got a lot of landing pages. You get unlimited landing pages and there are templates for them. And I do think you got to think a little bit, right? Sometimes I do see agents run ads and they don't really get any results. And it's because while the fact that we created it, you can use it, maybe Facebook is not the right platform, right? And so let's talk about FSBOs. We actually create a FSBO landing page. Let's look at it here. And it's really compelling. Hey, do you want these tools? Boom, boom. Great. I want these free tools. Give us your information. Boom. Got it. Right. In that case, this landing page can work really well, but you need to get the traffic to the page. And I think that's where we start to understand, do I want lead ads from Facebook because I get the name, email, and phone number? Or do I want to point them over here and they may not give me their name, email, and phone? Because a lot of times people don't want to give this to you. FSBOs might give this information to you because they're trying to sell their home themselves. And you're telling them, I'm going to give you free tools. Our clients get listings from this, right? But the other problem with this is, does anybody know the percentage, just ballpark, of what percentage of listings in your market are FSBOs? I'm just going to pull a number out of the air. It's 5 to 10% of all listings. I think 10% is too high because most people know you need a realtor. And I know that I've had a lot of conversations ever since the NAR settlement. NAR settlement, and people, oh, I don't need a buyer. I don't need a buyer's agent. There's so much that a buyer's agent does, and they think it's just that you're helping them find a home, but they can find homes on Zillow. So they're like, what are you worth? There's actually so much risk in purchasing a home, and that's why you need a buyer's agent, right? But FSBOs, they don't think that. They're like, oh, I can find my own buyer, right? And I can use a lawyer or whatever. If you give them marketing tools, on average, FSBOs hand their listings off to a realtor in 2 months because the process is just ugly, and they realize, oh, I'd just rather, right? That's why our clients are using that. But if you're going to run an ad, right? And let's go, here's a FSBO one. Let's click on marketing tools. We can run an ad right here. Now, and again, didn't get any answers, but let's say that the 5% of the market is a FSBO, right? I think that would be high. If I use this and I say Nashville and 15 miles, I am hitting all kinds of people who are not FSBOs at all. So when you've got to think of what you're trying to do, what your message is to get out there, where it maybe doesn't work, because it's just, you're using a shotgun when it really requires a rifle approach, right? And FSBOs, I think, because it's a small segment. Now, if 50% of your listings in your market are FSBOs, well, then this might be great to do on Facebook, right? But let's talk about another one. And if we go to the landing page, when you come to this section, you all have a handful of landing pages that we've created for you automatically, right? And one of them is this one here, new construction. Now, we've customized this one a bit because Scott and I work in here a lot. And so we said, hey, you know what? There's 3% finance, because some builders are buying down loans, right? So you could change it to like the name of the development over here. You can say, hey, there's an incentive, new kitchen, if you sign up by March or whatever. You can do that. But I got to tell you, you would think, oh, I'm going to run an ad on that, right? And you can do that just like we've been doing. But let me just give you a little input from doing this for years. If you talk to the builder, because I'm assuming you've talked to the builder, and say, hey, can I get some photos of one of your models? And maybe it's on the MLS, right? And they've already agreed that if you bring a buyer, they're going to pay you, right? If that's the case, go create a listing and then run an ad on a listing. You're going to get way more leads that way than saying, hey, come over here and sign up for this list of homes that are under construction, right? It just works because finding homes is challenging. And so the right home, when they see a home, great. If I'm going to sign up for a list, not great, right? It's that simple. So we'll come back to landing pages. There's another landing page that I want to talk about. And somebody here is from Nashville. I don't have a Nashville page. I should build one because it's such a popular town. I have one for Memphis. And I want to describe where you are. This particular page has a lot of this kind of ad. So this is like some downtown area, right, of Memphis. I put a picture in there because I customized it. You would think that if I type in Memphis and click create ad, that I'm golden. I'm all good, right? But this often does not work, right? Now, I don't really know. It might work in Memphis. Let me show you another ad, okay, with another landing page. And this landing page is in close to me. So that is, let's see what I got here. Martinez. Yeah, okay. I don't think I fixed the Martinez one. Folsom, Whitney, Annapolis. Annapolis might be good. Let's see what we have for Annapolis. Over in Maryland, right? So if I create an ad for Annapolis, and I don't have a picture in there. You don't want to do that without a picture. You want a picture of Annapolis, right? It's got all the water and boats and stuff. But something like that would be great. Location, Annapolis, right? And you would think, yeah, let's do it, right? But here's the challenge. If I go over here to a Google map, let's city of Maryland, you will see that Annapolis is surrounded by all kinds of towns. Right. And so you got to ask yourself, what is my area like? If I'm going to run an ad on a home in whatever town, like this is Annapolis. Okay. And let me show you This is a 15-mile radius. Okay. This whole, almost everything on this map. Now, I don't know really the population, but I'm just going to ballpark it and tell you that at least 500,000 people, if not 1,000,000 people, are going to see this ad that don't live in Annapolis. Okay. That's a challenge. And that's why when you go look at this flyer here about creating a custom audience, what we're saying is go buy a list of homeowners with more than 5 years equity, get their name, email, phone number, and address. And you're going to use that because you're going to mail things. Remember, I told you got to mail something once or twice a month. You're going to put that list inside your CRM and you're going to email blast them with all of our tools once a week. And you're going to run ads to those very same people. By going over to the ads place and clicking create audience, call it Annapolis Home Builders. I'll just use this one. The list needs to be minimum 1,000 leads long. And here's really important. You see this format? It has to have those headers and these 4 columns. I've actually talked to agents who didn't listen or pay attention to this part, and they put in all this other data and it doesn't work at all. And they're like, why is that not working? It's because you actually need to have this format. This list will be imported into your Facebook ad account. So even if you don't work with us, you will be able to target people, right? And so a way to show you what I mean, and this is only required if you're doing home value pages, right? You could say, okay, I want to target Livermore and I want lead ads because I want the phone numbers, name, email, phone number, and I click create ad. Okay. And excuse me. You would think if I type in Livermore, I can tell you, I know where Livermore is. You don't know. There's literally 1,000,000 people who are going to see this ad that don't live in Livermore. That's why you want to say don't type anything up here in location, click here and say Livermore homeowners, right? I don't have one, but I got a custom audience here. So when you highlight your list, this tells Facebook, hey, in this 7-day period, show this ad to any of these people that are on Facebook. And since you bought this from Remine or Vulcan 7 or RedX or wherever, you know that they have equity. They got 5 years or 6 years plus equity. That's the best way to get this thing in front of people. And that's what I'm talking about here, about create a custom audience. How do you upload the list? You click right here on ads, and that there's a button right there. It says create audience. You click that. Hold on a second. It's taking a second. You name it, whatever you want to name it. Yeah. That's what it looks like. You click that will upload it. You click that and it will import it. You definitely, if you're going to be in this game for a while, you want to start with one farm market, maybe, right? A lot of you are working in multiple farm markets, but pick your best one and get that list and email on that list with your CRM, run ads on it with Facebook, like I'm showing you here, and mail something to them. Mail nearby homeowner letter, just sold postcards, right? So that's all about Facebook. We've talked about Facebook for a while here. And you know that I keep telling you about lead ads, right? Because the lead ads get name, email, and phone number. You remember when I showed you this guy here, Brian, and I told you he converted 4 out of 114 leads, right? So I want to talk a little bit about lead conversion, and this is really important. When you are reaching out to a lead, you probably think there are 3 top ways of converting leads: phone, email, and text. And I'm sure many of you have heard of speed to lead. You need to call this lead right away. Nobody wants a phone call from somebody they don't know. They just don't. There's so many scams, like just saying a word, you can be like pulled in a scam on a phone. So people on my phone, it tells me this is a spam caller or it's a telemarketer or I don't know the number. Now I'm the sales guy here, so I have to answer my phone a lot. And every once in a while I get whatever nonsense, right? However, the average person, they don't need to take those calls. They're like, no, I know it's my mom or it's my cousin or whatever. I know who is calling me. Got it saved to my phone. So calling is actually not the best way. It is the way that most agents think they can do this, right? A lot of agents might think, I got my drip campaign and that's going to work. But you got to ask yourself, how many emails do you think we are all getting every day? I think it's 200 to 300 every day. Everybody, right? There's just so much nonsense. It just never ends. Is your email even getting opened? right? And if it's a drip campaign from some CRM company, is that thing stale right out of the box? Is it offering really any value, or is it just giving me something to read, right, with your name on it? So the answer, and this is not, we didn't develop this answer. This is just industry internet marketing. Texting leads with simple questions back and forth is the way you get people to make a phone call. Brian here, who converts 4 out of 14, that's exactly what he does. He has software to do that, right, in his CRM. And the reason why I'm telling you all that is if you go to this leads tab over here, you will see that we have AI text follow-up. And that means that this is super smart AI. It will have a conversation based on if it's a seller lead or a buyer lead, and it asks all those questions that you would ask if you were texting them, right? So you don't have to use this. It's an add-on. It's $50 a month for working up to 50 leads. Just make sure you're texting them, and don't write a really awesome big paragraph and drop that on somebody. That's not what they want. And that's not what this AI is doing. It's asking one question, wait for the answer. Ask another question. Is this the right price point? Is this right bedrooms? Are you thinking about schools? What are you thinking about? It's so intelligent that it is converting 10% of our leads to phone calls. When the person says, okay, we've texted enough, can we book a call? We send that whole dialogue, the back and forth from the AI and the person to the agent and say, book a call. If you're one of these agents who is trying to double or triple your business, and then I'm going to tell you, you got to focus on Facebook lead ads, and you got to text them. You can text them, or you can have us text them over here with AI text. So now that we've talked all about Facebook lead ads, naming your own phone number, and how you're going to convert them, let's talk about the number one website in the country, and that is Google. Now, Google, I really only recommend if you are looking for listings. I don't recommend using Google for buyers because they're more expensive leads, and the Facebook leads just convert really well, right? They do if you're texting and stuff like that. So if I click on Google, I can do a landing page ad or a PDF guide ad. And I'm going to just start with a PDF guide because we actually had somebody in the Mastermind group about a month, 2 months. He was like, hey, I came in and I ran an ad on 12 mistakes to avoid when selling a home. Okay. And I don't remember where he was, but you could literally do this anywhere in the country. And he just said, bang, $50 a day, 7 days, $350, right? And it drives them, if they see this ad and they like it, they like the response, right? They like what's written there. They're going to click on it. And when they click on it, they land here. And when they land here, they can download the information as long as they give you the contact information, right? Now we're going to refresh these pages, make them look a little more modern, but these work really well. And this guy literally said, I ran this ad and I got a lead and I have a listing. So this is a really good way of doing that. But let's go do another ad, right? Let's do a landing page ad, and let's go do the Memphis one, right? And here's Memphis. So we did Memphis earlier on Facebook. We could have used lead ads and we would have got the name, email, and phone number, right? But let's talk about how you would do it on Google. And let's say that you said, okay, I'm going to run an ad. And this time the link is the actual landing page that we created for Memphis, right? So I'm targeting people who live in Memphis, $50, 7 days, boom, click, you're good. You're good to go. Okay. Here is the issue. Here's one of the big issues. One is, can the leads cost more? This kind of ad in Dallas, if you had said what Dallas home valuation and you target Dallas, these leads cost $30 each. Okay. Google again sets the price and they're like, these are worth $30. And so if you have a $50 a day budget, you're going to get 1 lead a day. And if you change it to 60, you're going to get 2 leads a day. Now in Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania, these exact same kind of ads, if like you said, Reading, what is your Reading home worth in charter Reading? Those leads cost $22. In Salt Lake City, $17. I've even heard people say these are $10 leads in smaller markets, right? I don't know where you all are sitting, but you might want to test that out. I highly recommend Google for seller leads. And the thing is, the intent is higher because if I had a question like, what does it cost to sell my home, or what are the taxes, or what's commission, or what, I'm going to type those words in there and I'm going to see some answers, right? I'm going to see some ads like this. When you're using our software, we can tell by the tool that you're using what we need to have in the keywords. So we put in all the keywords automatically. If you were to do this inside Google, you see this blue area, these things I'm highlighting here. These are called headlines, and you have to write minimum 3 headlines. You got to know what to write there. We know what to write, and we've actually written 10 headlines for you. And Google rotates these headlines until they triangulate on the ones that are getting clicked on the most. Okay. You see this section here that's called a description, and you got to write 3. So you got to know what to do. We write 4, and we know what to do. So that's why you don't have to click on advanced options. You just got to get the right tool, put the right city in, and click create ads. So now that we know like how to get this out there, let's talk about this guy, not this guy. Remember when I said the Mastermind group, there's this guy, Todd Chandler, and Todd is saying, hey, I got a seller lead, but all I got is an address. No name, no email, no nothing, just the address. Well, why would that happen? He could have run an ad on Facebook and driven a traffic ad, which would have driven people to the landing page, or he could have ran an ad on Google and it would have driven people when they clicked on it, they drop on this link, or he could have just shared this page somewhere. We actually auto embed these landing pages in many of your tools. However, people got to this page, this is what happened. And this happens a lot. They typed in their address. They typed in their home address because it's, hey, get your home value for free. Okay, I'm going to type in my home address. And I'm going to click get value. And now here, it's actually grabbing my name and email. So if you're not using this, what? See this nonsense? I might have stopped. I might say not now. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what it is. But what happens is you've got my email. And I'm sorry, you've got my address. Normally, yeah, you've got my address now. And now it says, what would you sell your home for? I'll sell it for $5, right? Next. Okay, your information is ready. Give us your name, phone number, and email. Bye-bye. You ask somebody to type in their stuff right there. No way. For all the reasons I've been repeating over and over. And that's why Todd is saying, what's going on? How am I only getting an address? And that's because somehow he got that landing page in front of people and they don't want to put that in there. And I want to remind you, you can run the same ad, use lead ads on Facebook, and they would give you that information all day long. It would be auto-populated and they'll say, yes, I want that answer. Don't call them, text them, get them warmed up for a phone call. I hope you understand what's going on. Now, here's the thing though. When people went to Google, literally 86% of all questions are asked on this page. So if they wrote in some words and they hit it and they see your ad and they click it, there's more likelihood that they're going to fill that thing out because they really wanted that answer. But there's still a lot of people who don't want to do that at all. And I'll tell you, I don't know where everybody's sitting here. In the Pacific Northwest, people absolutely do not like to fill out their name, phone number, and email anywhere on the internet. It's almost cultural, right? Years ago, I sold a company called Windermere Real Estate. 250 offices in the Western US. And I would train these offices. They'd all start using it and they were all excited. But whenever we could just see that the people up in Washington and Oregon doing the exact same things that people down in the South and middle states, no way were people going to fill this out. And that's just human nature. So you do think about that. That's why I keep talking about lead ads, because I think you can, if you're going to convert a lead, in case with just an address, do you think you're going to convert that faster or a name, phone number, and email? I think it's the name, phone number, and email. So that's why I keep talking about lead ad. However, when you can afford the lead cost on Google, those people seriously have a question, right? When I go to Facebook, and Americans spend 40 minutes scrolling through this, God, Lord knows what you're going to see. You're going to see what your friends are eating, where your friends are traveling, and you're going to see an ad. Could be an ad about whatever, right? So I didn't come to Facebook looking for information on an open house, and I didn't come here to find out what my home is worth or nothing like that. I was going to go see what my friends are doing. And that's why this thing worked. That's why Facebook works so well, because there's people spend 40 minutes a day and your ad is there. But Google, they had a question that they wanted the answer, and that's why they came here. 86% of the time they come here. Again, if you're thinking about getting listings, that's the way to do it. Now, I do want to share a couple of other things. We have a really cool listing presentation. You may not know this, and this is like something that not a lot of clients know that we even have. And check it out. There's a flipbook version of this. Let's look at this real quick. And this gets to listing marketing, not so much about, I'm going to show you how to run an ad on it basically. But this listing presentation is really powerful, and you can take this on a listing presentation, right? You can flick through and say, hey, this is everything I do to sell your home. Now, it doesn't mention listings to leads. It says, this is what you're bringing to the table. So list with me, right? Lot through this. You should get this. You should download it. But you can also run an ad on Facebook right here, right? So let's click ad on Facebook, and it says, hey, get top dollar for your home, 100-point marketing plan. Right. It says video views. I think I would rather do lead ads because I'm into leads. Right. So that's what it looks like. It's an image instead. And you might have some other stuff like, who knows, right? You could say, hey, we sold 50 homes last year. Right. You could punch us up. But if you leave it on lead ads and you click that, you're going to get leads with name, email, and phone number of people who are thinking of selling their home. Right. So that's a really cool tool, the listing presentation. I just wanted to remind you or let you know that you can actually run ads on that as well. And what else have I been hearing? Are there any questions? Because I'm like thinking, is there anything recently that I've been having chats about? Are there any questions about? I will tell you, you know how I showed you how to run an ad? So I signed up a small office in Lauderdale by the sea, over by Fort Lauderdale, just a couple of weeks ago. And the owner called me and said, hey, I want to run this ad on this property. Can you show me what to do? I said, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I said, look, why don't, you're in Florida. Why don't you run that ad and market it up and that's the lady from Montclair, right? And we did that at the beginning of the week. She's already got leads with name, email, and phone number. And she's, oh my God, this is awesome. And she knew, she's been in real estate for, I think, at least 15 years in Florida. And she knew that I should be marketing up top in other states, but she didn't know how to do it. And I just said, what city are you from? And she said, I'm from Montclair in New Jersey. And this is what you do, right? So I was repeating that because it's actually really important. And you don't have to be in Florida. Like I live close to Silicon Valley. There's a lot of millionaires getting created all the time down here. And there's a beautiful lake about 3 hours away that people love to go ski in and water ski, snow ski. So if I had a home for sale up there, I would market the people down in Silicon Valley. I'd type in San Jose. You might live in a place where we have a company, we have a new office client. What's the name? Spirit Lake in Iowa or Ohio, Iowa, I think. And they have like beautiful homes. There are all these homes around the lake. And so I'm helping them run ads in Omaha. He says, yeah, people want their second homes over here around this lake because it's so beautiful. So that's really important wherever you are. Maybe you've got second home properties, right? Things like that. So that's important. Let's see if I got anything else. I think that's it. Oh, let's go over here to the marketing calendar. If you are an agent and you have time, extra time, we have a calendar, and each thing that you do, you want to think of it this way. Every Monday is listing marketing. Every Tuesday is sold pending marketing. Now, listing marketing is going to get you buyers. Yes. Sorry. Sold pending marketing is going to get you listings. PDF guide marketing is Wednesdays. And these are like different landing pages. And then these are other so there's an action for every day. Thank you. There's an action for every day. And if you click on it, let's just click on sold pending marketing. You can download a checklist. You can see very detailed instructions on how to do this. And then you can say, what sold property do I want to do? Okay, this one, market. So you go here, and this is the work area where you can actually market that sold home. I think this is really helpful because a lot of people don't know what to do. You don't have to have a sold home. If you don't, you can say, oh, I'll do one of these other things, right? PDF guides always sitting there. But also here on this page, which is marketing, are resources. And definitely get yourself over here because you can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram. And Scott's been doing these really cool videos that are literally 1 minute long, right? And we get so much feedback from our clients in the mastermind group and whatever. They say, oh, I did this and I got that, right? Scott will take that, say, hey, this client did this. Let me show you how in 1 minute. So watching it on Instagram or on the shorts on YouTube is great. Getting into the Facebook mastermind group, awesome. Signing up for our live webinars, you can go over here and get there. So this is a useful, very useful place. And one last thing, and then I'll say goodbye. It's 12 o'clock. On the dashboard, whenever you log in, we drop you on the dashboard, right? And you could click on generate seller leads, or you could click on generate buyer leads. And whichever one you click on, if you click on Facebook, it's going to tee up all, in this case, we're on sellers. It's going to show us all the tools that are designed to get sellers. And that would be in listings, the pending and sold. So you can always, it makes it much easier, right? To just go here and say, oh, I need seller leads. So what can I do? I can run ads on a listing, or I can run ads on a PDF guide, right? I jumped ahead there. Or I can run ads on a seller landing page. Right? It's all like teed up right here. Landing pages for sellers, PDF guides for sellers. That's how it works. So everybody, don't hear any questions. This call has been recorded. If you are watching this on a recording and you want these documents, you can email support or you can email me. I'm Vince at Listings to Leads. I think this one, top tools for more listings, is what needs to be like staple to your forehead. Like you got to be acting on this every week. You don't have to do everything on every week, but you got to do something on here every week. This one here, which is the one that I used at the beginning of this class, this kind of dovetails with this, but there's actually some activity here to help you get buyers too. So the short story is run ads on Facebook for buyers on listings. You said email you to get this page. Yeah, you can download this page. There's a toolbar here and there's a paperclip, and on that you can download both of these. But I'm Vince at listingstoleads.com, and you can ask me for these and no problem. Everybody, I don't see any other questions. Get familiar, get comfortable. I'll say this about the Facebook stuff. Every time you run an ad, it's going to be seen by 1,500 to 3,000 people. You do that every week. That means your business page is being seen by about 10,000 people every month. Now, I don't know where you guys are sitting. I know that one of you is in Nashville, but most of you are competing against thousands of agents, sometimes 20,000 agents, right? How does anybody know you're a realtor, right? Like, how do they even know that? If you're running ads every week, 10,000 people are going to know that. And you're doing that every month. You might find, like many of our clients, that they're just getting phone calls because people know that you're a realtor. They're just saying, hey, I see that you're a realtor and I need to do this or that, right? That's really what advertising is about. And that is, I think, Facebook for building a brand. I don't really know of a better place dollar per dollar to build your brand. Everybody, that's my story. Thanks so much for joining me today. We'll have this up on the YouTube group, on the YouTube page later on today or tomorrow. Okay.